So we're gonna be calling Shannon High.
Downey, this is your team. Please meet us at Dairy Queen. We miss you, Downey. Please. Please come home, Downey.
My name is Shannon High, and I'm running to be your junior class president.
Whoa, where'd the seat cushion go?
Wait, we forgot.
Shannon, where's Shannondale? Do you know about this?
They'll never notice.
Twice! You lost twice!
All right, welcome back, everyone. Another episode of The Shannon Show. It's an early morning podcast for me, but if you're Skyler, it's going to be a late night one because he's joining us from Okinawa, Japan. Skyler Klimek, welcome to the show, my guy.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for joining the podcast. I mean, this is pretty cool. I guess we had a lot of mutual friends back in Oki, definitely Sammy, and just some of the baseball guys. And, I saw you around all the time, and, it's pretty cool having you on the show.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor to be here.
An honor. You don't have to go that far.
It's an honor to be here.
Like the incredible prestige. And no, that's cool.
I could say when you make it one day, I was on it.
Right. Hopefully, we can all hope. But yeah, you're in Okinawa, hanging out. You're talking before the pod a little bit, taking some time to travel, hang out. I'm assuming you spend a lot of time with your family. So, what's the Oki lifestyle nowadays?
Everyone always calls it the Oki bum lifestyle, but I don't really think of it that way because, you can always, there's so much stuff to do around here. Like, yeah, you can live here for a long time, but you're always going to find new things to do. Like, you're going to repeat some things, but, it's always beautiful to see no matter what. You can go to the same beach 20 times and still get the same view and never get over it.
Yeah.
But, traveling wise, coming from living in Oki, traveling, you have so many opportunities. Like, you can go to mainland. COVID situation is not the best right now, so can't really travel outside of Japan unless you want to quarantine. So,
not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal at all. But yeah, tickets are I'm not gonna say if you have the money to do it, but tickets are pretty cheap, and you can always just rent a car, rent a van, sleep in there, or just get a hotel. Hotel if you have the right people or connections, you can always get them for pretty cheap.
Yeah. It's about getting these experiences. Like we were talking about, I talk about a lot on the show, just being military kids and moving around a lot and, trying to embrace the time you have in certain places. But you have one of those rare opportunities where you're still living overseas and you can continue living, a life that a lot of us miss. Like I wish I could go back and spend some more time there for sure.
You're always welcome. As long as you buy your ticket here, man, you got a place to stay.
It's not always that easy. Come on, yeah. Ticket's the big cost, if we're being honest.
Like I said, if you get the ticket, I got everything else.
I appreciate that. I've been considering it for a long time, so I guess it would be pretty cool. I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, just the fact that you're still there and everyone's on their own journey, it's totally fine. But are you still? You mentioned football practice. Are you still playing football? What's your mindset with football right now, and where you want to go next, just in life in general, bro?
So I actually went back in 2020, big COVID year right there.
Yeah.
So I actually went to the States and I played 2 years of college football. Wasn't the best. I played 2 games in 2 years, so kind of screwed me over. And well, not really screwed me over, but it was more so.
Where were you at?
I was at Pacific University in Oregon.
Okay.
So, I went back and played. It was fun. I met a bunch of great guys. Loved the coaching staff, loved the school, but it was just more so thinking long term because that school is a Division III private school, so it's expensive. So,
right.
I figured I could come back here and go to the UMUC. Some people don't know University of Maryland, University College. Super long name. Weird. But go there and get the same.
That is an awful name.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I can go there and get the same education for a 16th of the price of Pacific. So, just pick and choose my battles. Still playing football out here. Kind of on the edge of if I want to kind of go back and pursue it and go back to college in the States, or just kind of play my next year or two here, call it quits, and just start my life and start getting more money.
Yeah. That's great. You still have that decision to make, though. You still have that freedom and that you're able to have a little bit of experience playing college football. Because, that's something that a lot of kids just dream of, at any school. So the fact that you're able to, have some time with that is really cool, man.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. I mean, most of the guys I met, I mean, being a military kid, everyone always moves and you create those bonds with people in such a short amount of
Hmm.
time that they're going to be lifetime friends. And I mean, most of the guys on my team, they were from Oregon, Northern California, or like Washington.
Yeah,
So I mean, they were all kind of from there, so they didn't really know the military lifestyle. But I mean, they're all lifelong friends already, so I still
that's
talk to them
great.
every day, get
And
on
then you came
FaceTime.
in and you were the guy from Okinawa. Like that must have been crazy.
Yeah, everyone they were always confused. It was definitely weird. I mean, the little area I was in a Forest Grove, so it was like a big
Mhm.
kind of like a big Hawaiian area. So like there's a little similar Japanese foods, but everyone thought it was weird because I was always hanging out with the Hawaiians and the Samoans and all them because like I
Yeah,
could relate to them more because they're coming from Little Island, I'm coming from Little Island, and we
yeah.
just like that bond with each other. And I mean, yeah, I was a little oddball out, but it's
I mean, that happens. I mean, you're most used to that a little bit, just like moving around and stuff. Did you move a lot as a kid, or were you mostly stationary in Oki?
so I've been here 13 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
But, no, so I was born here, and then a couple months later, moved to Florida for 4 years,
Hmm.
and then I moved back here after Florida. And then from there, my dad got orders to Waterloo, Iowa. Never forget the
Mm.
place. It's terrible, but
How long
made
were
it
you there
work.
for?
I was only there for 10 months, and then we went down to my grandma's house during the summer, and my mom got the call from the DEA, and
Hmm.
that's pretty much a once in a lifetime call. So you get that call, and if you take it, and you don't really have a choice of where you're going. But if you lose it, you might not get a call, or you have to wait another
Right.
5 to 10 years. So she took it, and I went to Camp Humphrey, South Korea,
There you
and I
go.
was there. Yeah, I was there for 3 years. And it kind of sucked because my dad was still in the States, so I mean he missed a lot of birthdays. But sometimes you have
Hmm.
to make sacrifices. And then from Korea, I moved back to Oki, and I've been here ever since. So
Korea is quite the destination, especially Humphreys. That was before they made all the new renovations. It's a lot nicer now than I think it was a few years back. How was it for you? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I was only there from like third grade to fifth grade, so I couldn't
Yeah, you were
really.
young. You were young. Yeah.
I was young, so I remember it, but it's not like nothing spectacular.
Hmm.
I mean, I was there when Humphreys was still small, like when they had their little tiny exchange. The high school was non-existent,
Yeah.
so it was. I mean, it was definitely an experience. Like, if I could go back, I definitely would. Like, I mean, going back for football, it just brought back memories. And
Yeah, I'm sure.
some of my old friends from elementary school actually were still there, so it was good seeing them. And yeah, I mean, growing up, I mean, first time snowboarding was in Korea. I
Hmm.
remember that. I lost my snowboard a couple times, but made it through. I was a little
Wait,
third
aren't
grade.
those strapped onto your feet? I don't think you're supposed to lose those.
Well, I was
It
trying
was
to be cool.
complicated.
I was trying to be cool and carry it, and I put it down, and it was a little slope. It went down, and I had to chase it. So,
I'm sure you looked really cool chasing your snowboard down the slope.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I tried to look cool. I was trying to do the Baywatch run. It didn't work out so
Gotcha.
well.
So when did you get to, so you moved to Oki again in sixth grade, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, 2000,
Whatever it
2012.
was. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
12.
then what middle school did you go to on the island?
Ryukyu.
Ryukyu.
It was the either first or second year it was open. So I was one of the first middle
Hmm.
school classes to be at Ryukyu.
Right. And what was the move, if you remember? I know this is still a while ago. What was the move back to Oki like for you? I know you said you spent some time there before, but you were really young at that point. So going from one foreign country to another, that could be a big transition.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, I already knew a little bit about the island,
Yeah.
but I mean, I used to live on Camp Foster, so I mean, moving back here was definitely it was cool. I mean, I was born here, so this is my home. Like,
Hmm.
if anyone gets a chance to visit their hometown, they're not gonna lose that opportunity. And fortunately,
Right.
I mean, I get to live in my hometown. I mean,
Yeah.
some people say it sucks, but I mean, it's honestly a dream. I have a beach 5 minutes from my house. I
Right. A lot of people would kill to live there. That's what I'm saying. And like
Yeah,
everyone, once they leave, is like everyone I've talked to at least is just like, oh man, I would love to go back and visit at some point, or just go back and spend a few months there. That's
yeah.
really all I hear. Yeah.
I know. I just find it funny because a lot of the times you always hear people talking about Okie bums and like how people
Yeah.
hate Okinawa and everything, but then they're the first persons as soon as they leave, like I want to go back. I want to go
Yeah, I
back.
want to go back. I want to visit exactly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just like that. I don't know. Like I said, everyone's on their own journey, and a lot of people will judge, but everyone really did. Everyone that I know just loves their time on the island. Like, there's really nothing like it. Even if you've lived in other places like Camp Humphreys or other places in the Pacific, Okinawa is very unique, and the lifestyle and just living on the island, there's, nothing really compares. But tell me, when'd you start playing football?
2015, my freshman year.
Freshman year. And
Yeah.
what were you going for right away? Were you just going out there to see how it was? Were you just gonna have fun? Were you trying to be a quarterback right away? What was it?
So I actually started out as third string wide receiver.
There you
And
go.
then, yeah, no, it's a crazy story. So this was
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, you weren't in high school yet, but I don't know if you remember like Miles
No,
Maylock, Isaiah Johnson, and Jacob Green. So Anthony
I
Gomez.
don't know. Oh,
So
wait,
that
he
was our
sounds familiar,
varsity.
Anthony.
Yeah, so that was our
Mhm.
varsity team. So they took us to the championship that year, and then
Oh,
every year
wow.
after that, we just kind of went downhill. But yeah, I started off. I mean, I didn't really. It was my first year playing football. I decided 3 days before fall camp I wanted to play.
Yeah.
So pretty much I went on there and just they told me to play wide receiver, so I did. I was third string on JV. Um, I played one game, got one reception for 8 yards. I remember
There you
that.
go. If you remember, yeah, that's a big deal.
I remember, yeah. And then one of our coaches, Coach Barnett, actually, he saw me throwing one day, just like messing around at practice, throwing the football,
Hmm.
and he told me I should pick up quarterback. I was like, all right, cool, I'll try it.
Sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so sophomore year, I became the JV starter. I won 4 games there, and then Coach Bales pulled me up to varsity. In my first game as on varsity, we actually flew to Seoul, South Korea.
That's a big game to start for.
It was a big game. I mean, I was a sophomore, wasn't the biggest, wasn't the fastest, wasn't the strongest, and the team that Seoul had that year was actually pretty strong. I
Hmm.
mean, we still came out with the win. I think it was 18-13. It was a dogfight, but still came out with the win. Got my first varsity win as a sophomore, so can't complain at all.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then from there on,
Don't forget that.
sophomore year, finished out the season. Junior year, it was junior year.
Hmm. It was tough.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, nothing against our head coach, but
Well, I want to hear what
he's
he was like because I never had him as a teacher or anything, but I get mixed reviews on his personality. So what is he like as a coach? You don't have to bash him. I know this is game
no,
posted, so
I'm not gonna bat. I mean, I
okay.
love him to death. I mean, he pretty much brought me into football.
Yeah.
He took me to his wing, but it was we butted heads a lot
Hmm.
because so I have a quarterback coach that's actually in California, and he taught me pretty much everything I know about football. And my head coach for high school wanted me to do everything completely opposite of what
Mm.
my quarterback coach was telling me, even though my quarterback coach worked with Tom Brady's quarterback coach, Drew Brees, Terrell
Hmm.
Owens, Hall of Fame dudes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, on the football field, I mean, I think after the 2015 season, he started declining and like because we didn't really have the talent as we had my freshman year.
Yeah.
So we lost a lot of guys, and it sucked. I mean, we made do. I mean, we had some dogs come in. Hayden Williamson, love him to death.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah, and
He's still
yeah,
playing
so,
too, right?
no,
Oh,
he
wow.
was, yeah, he was playing at the Citadel, but I think he told me he got a back injury, so he's not playing
That's tough.
anymore. He's just lifting. He's massive now, dude. It's scary. I talk to him maybe like 3 times a week,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean. Coach was cool. I mean, his son was the assistant coach, so we always had a great time with that. Um, I mean, his coaching style and in the classroom they're two completely different things.
Very different.
But if you were a football player, you got special privileges. So,
In the classroom?
oh yeah, most of the time he would hand out worksheets or assignments or tests or anything, and I was the only football player in his class. It was physiology.
Mm.
I was in his or no, it was psychology. My bad.
No.
I was in his class, and he looked at me, handed me a computer, and said, "Watch over the film and tell me what you see." And he gave everybody else a test.
So you got a little bit of an exemption there to watch some tape.
Yeah. And that was almost every class, every homework assignment. So if you played football and you were in class, or you were an athlete and he knew of you, or he was trying to recruit you, you would get special treatment. I mean,
I
I
see.
didn't really like it because I didn't really learn that much. But
Hmm.
I mean, when you're in high school, at least for me, I didn't really take high school seriously. So I took his class because I knew how he was.
Right. You were ready to take advantage of that situation. And football was the priority, which I mean, whenever I was at Kubi, tennis and baseball, my priorities by far. Like of course I try to do well in school, but I mean, I don't know, playing Kubi sports, it's kind of special.
Yes, I mean, it was definitely special. I mean, I don't regret it. Actually, I play adult football out here. I play with
Hmm.
the adult football league, and I still wear my Kubasaki jersey
Yeah,
every day at practice. So it's
that's dope. For real. I mean, obviously you can see I still got a lot of Kubi shit hanging up and everything. I
oh
don't know, it's a
yeah,
big
no,
part
I
of who I
saw
am
that.
today. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
man.
I got a lot of pride in it. I love telling people about it. Anytime I run into anyone who spent time at Kubasaki, it's just really cool. There's like a handful of people up at Penn State, and I try to keep contact as much as I can. So it's a really cool connection. But back to football, you played all 4 years. You said you were going JV, varsity, spent some time on both, playing quarterback, first year wide receiver. What were those trips like with the team? Football wise, and just like getting to travel the world with a bunch of other high school dudes. That's pretty unique once again.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely fun. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know how it was for baseball. I can't really compare, but I mean,
Pretty
for football,
hectic, yeah.
yeah, no, it was hectic for us too. We had coaches knocking on our doors every night, making sure we were in there. We had room
Mhm,
checks. We just had a lot of stuff going on. But like we would fly out maybe Thursday night, Friday morning, depending
mhm.
on what flight we could get. And so we pretty much missed a whole day of school on Friday. Um,
I remember that you guys got to leave a little
yeah,
early. Where
yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, so we would fly up there, get on the bus, check into the hotel, and then we'd go to the field and have a walkthrough. And then coaches had to keep an eye on us 24/7 because we had some dudes on the team that would wander off.
Right,
Uh,
right, right.
every team has that though, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely fun. We had our opportunities to go like explore and everything. We had Saturday mornings to go explore. So pretty
Hmm.
much Saturday morning, wake up at like 8 o'clock, walk through at 9, and then like 10:30 to I'd say 3, we can kind of go explore, do whatever we want. I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
long time to go explore, but 4.5 hours, you can get quite a bit done.
Hmm.
And I mean, just traveling with like all your friends, I mean, there's 22 of us. Traveling with 22 guys and the football coaches, I mean, you make memories. I still have all the videos from football trips.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just staying in a hotel too is just dope. Like you can just go to your buddy's room, hang out there, or like, people would bring their
Yeah.
Xboxes or PlayStations. We'd have like 2K tournaments, and
Everyone piles into the room, right?
yeah, you got all 22 football players in one
Yeah.
room. You got some trash talking going on. And yeah, no,
That's
it was
funny.
not gonna. I definitely miss those travel trips. I mean, it was
Mhm.
definitely for me. It was a highlight of high school because
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I
I
think
didn't.
if you spend time, yeah, I mean, how could it not be? That's the real point. Even for me with baseball, like going to Tokyo, Korea, a lot of the similar memories in the hotel rooms. Some less good ones, of course. There's always, I feel like whenever you're a little bit younger, they can be have a little bit of a sour taste. But I mean, it was a time of my life. You can't really judge it any other way. Did you spend time playing with, I guess it would be your sophomore year, the guys who ended up playing on the baseball team that year because Coach Tor was no longer the coach for one season. It was like Tim Rivers, Antonio Mitchell, Omar. Did you play with those guys?
I did, yeah.
Right. And do you remember them playing baseball that year?
Oh, of course I remember the playing baseball. Man, I had them all on Snapchat and I just see the videos. I'm like, yeah, we're not winning Far East this year. No hate against them. Like, I loved them during football, but they were athletes on the football field. But I have to say,
Oh my goodness, Skyler. Let me tell you. So that was my freshman year, and I was the only one on the team who had any baseball experience. And even then, I only played a little bit in the States, but everyone else had zero, zero. Like they had never touched a baseball before. And they were going to be playing on a varsity baseball team. And like you said, these are athletic dudes, and some of them real nice guys. Some of the nicest guys that like Jayton was on that team, real nice guy. And
yeah,
but like they just could not do it, man. Like they could not like the throwing and the catching. Like there was a mental block. But man, it was funny as hell. It was some of the funniest memories I've had was just watching them try to play baseball. And just the trash talk, because usually baseball, there's not like too much trash talk during the game, but they didn't care. We would be down 20-0, and Antonio's yelling from center field, like telling the second baseman, and profane things about his mother. Like I've never seen this style of baseball before. And
it's a bunch of football players going out there, man. You
yeah,
can't expect
exactly.
happens on the football
Oh
field.
my goodness.
They're gonna bring
Yeah.
it. It's a sport, man. They're just gonna bring whatever they can to try and get in people's heads. So
It was a lot of fun. We lost every single game. We did not win a single game, and we didn't even score until the Far East tournament. Not a single run. So
I
it
remember.
was it was the worst thing I've been like the worst and the best. I don't know.
It was the worst team you played for, but you got the best memories out of it.
Right, some of the best memories for sure. I couldn't believe it, just hanging out with all these seniors because they were all seniors too. They were trying to get one more Far East trip, and
So a funny thing is, when the coaches got released for spring sports, we were having like a little bit of football practice. We weren't supposed to because it wasn't in season yet.
right.
But we'd actually talk at practice about going out for baseball.
Why weren't you out there? Wait a second.
Dude, I played what was that? My sophomore year, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I didn't play any spring sports besides soccer my freshman and senior year
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to get better at football.
Trying to focus on football.
I wanted to be that dude, but I mean, I'm not gonna say I became it, but you know,
No, I mean I totally see what you're saying. I felt that way sometimes. I don't know why Coach Bales then tried to recruit me when he saw me. We were always right next to you guys on the tennis courts, just hitting away in the Okinawa heat. I thought he would see some potential. But
trying to
what's going
recruit.
on? Yeah.
Did he try?
No.
No.
Never.
I mean, no, his thing was if you were playing a fall sport, he wasn't really going to try and take you away from it because clearly you have love for the game that you're playing.
Ah, I see. I
Uh,
see. Mm.
I mean, if you weren't playing tennis in the fall, I mean, he would definitely walk up to you. You were
Unbelievable.
tall. You were tall.
I
So he
was
would
tall. I
definitely walk
was tall. Yeah.
and he would try and recruit you for wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I can put money on that.
Little end zone threat. Yes. See, thank you. All right. So in an alternate universe, I'm right out there with you. We're
If you didn't play tennis, you would have been catching touchdowns for me.
that's a big if. That's a big if. But yeah, I'd be right there. Absolutely. How'd your senior year wrap up? Like, was it kind of bittersweet just graduating from Kubi and having that chapter come to a close?
I mean, I got pretty lucky with the guys I graduated with. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like Hayden came in a sophomore year. He stayed all 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, me and him were pretty tight. Jalen, Penny, Vince. So pretty much all the football guys, like they all came in maybe sophomore, junior year, and we just built that bond through that. But other guys like Chase Gonzalez, Sinjin,
Mm-hmm.
Noah, and there's one more. Oh, Jeffrey. Like we all
Yeah.
went. They went to middle school together, but we all played on a club team for soccer together during middle school, and
Gotcha.
then they were there all throughout high school. So I mean, that was like kind of the benefit of it. You know, I graduated with people I knew I was close with. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good friends. So it was bittersweet. I mean, I went to Kubasaki all 4 years of my high school career, so
Yeah.
seeing some of my teachers, not knowing if I'll ever see them again, like the ones that had big impacts on me. But it's
Yeah, which ones had
all
the
right.
biggest impact for you personally? Because there's some great teachers at Kubi, and there's also some not so great teachers. So
Oh, biggest impact. Biggest impact was shoot,
you
Miss
name a
Nelson.
few. I'm not trying to put it all on one. If you want,
No, Miss Nelson.
Ms. Nelson. She
Yeah, no.
was so personable, like so easy to talk to. I remember I just couldn't believe it because I'd be a freshman and seniors would come into her classroom and they just like spill their entire life story to her during class. Like just she was so easy to talk to and such a great resource for a lot of kids for real.
Yeah, because I mean, most kids like they're not gonna go talk to like the counselor or like
Hmm.
go see a therapist or whatever. So like when they have problems, like Miss Nelson was always open to hear it. Like if she was teaching, she would say, "Give me a minute," but like
Yeah.
I mean, she helped me through a lot. Like not like personal stuff, but like she actually taught me a lot. Like I had her for biology, and then I took her for human
Hmm.
anatomy also. And just those two things, it actually made me pursue kinesiology in college
That's great. There you
based
go.
off of that. So yeah, it was definitely she had a big impact on me for that.
Hmm.
And I mean, I would always mess around in her class, and I don't know if you remember her classroom setup, but she had the little back door thing where her fridge was and
Of
everything.
course. Yes.
So every test we had, I would just go back there and, hey, Miss Nelson, can I go to the room? And she was like, yeah. So I'd go back there, shut the door, and she'd
So you
walk
could
by, and
focus.
I'd have my phone out, just looking up
Hmm.
answers. But I
We
mean, I knew most of the stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I cheated my way through high school. I can't lie about it.
pretty
I was
common.
I was not the
Yeah.
smartest guy, but made it work. Graduated, got
W-
my diploma.
We support academic integrity on this podcast. However, yeah, I mean, I can't lie. I did a lot of the same things, especially on homework through it. Um, Not too
Yeah, I
much
mean,
honest homework going on.
yeah, yeah, not a lot of
Yeah,
honest.
that's it.
I would definitely go on my computer. Most people don't know. My mom's a teacher, so I kind of know like the ins and outs of like all the websites and everything.
Mm,
So most of the worksheets we got throughout high school were from this website called Teachers Pay Teachers,
I
and
see.
they pay like $5 and they get the worksheet and they have it for the rest of their life. And if they go through that website, all the answers are on Quizlet.
There you go.
So I kind of had my ways, and then I wasn't really supposed to, but I had Miss Nelson's phone number.
Oh, emergency hotline. If you ever need some special assistance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would text her and be like, yo, stuck on this homework assignment right now. Help me out. And then my senior year, she actually, because when Dr. Malin was there, he actually found out that students had her
Rip
number.
Doc Mel, by the way. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Dr. Malin. I miss him. He was definitely he was good for
Kubasaki legend.
Kubasaki. He
Oh
was
my
fantastic.
goodness.
Kubasaki.
A complete transformation. I mean, whenever you look at what was her name, Principal Butler was doing compared to, just the energy that he brought, and it was like a totally different school, it really was.
Yeah, no, I definitely loved it when he was there. But yeah, he found out Miss Nelson had she gave her number to students, so that kind of got shut down real quick. So
Mm.
my senior year, I could really only talk to her in the classroom. But she's over at Kadena now.
Oh,
So
really? That's a shame.
yeah, they I'm not gonna say they kicked her out, but they were trying to take her away from that biology, human anatomy, her two specialties that
Mhm.
like students loved her for. They tried giving that to a different teacher, and she wasn't having it. And Kadena pretty
Wow.
much, you can have it. So it's a
That's
little bit of a
that's
traitor, but
that's tough.
still my favorite teacher. And Gucci Malik.
Yes. I never
You
had him, but I don't know.
never had him, really?
No, I never took VidCom, but always one of
Oh,
the chillest guys for real. Whenever I would go by and like borrow a camera or something, like he would just always be chilling. But he was really good at what he did. I mean, some of the productions that came out of there were really
yeah.
impressive.
He doesn't. He's not VidCom or photography anymore. He's actually in the office now.
Oh,
Yeah, I just saw
quite the
him the other
shakeup.
day. Yeah, I went saw him the other day. It was kind of depressing. He
That
told
doesn't
me,
seem right.
no, it's not. I mean, video is his thing. Like
Hmm.
with the news I don't even know if they're still doing that. I mean, the news was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Some of
Yeah,
the
it
stuff
was.
they news, but it was definitely. I mean, he made an impact on the school, like in that aspect. I don't know if you
hmm
remember Jacob Kirkman.
Yes, of course.
So he's
Everyone knew
actually
him. Come on.
oh, of course, but
Yes.
like Malik actually helped him and Eric Gansey get into that stuff. Like they already
Yeah.
had a little bit of knowledge, but Eric Gansey, he actually just had an art show recently. Malik was telling me about.
hmm
It was like his photography and everything. And then Kirkman is at a ASU, and he's actually a digital. He's a digital media major, I want to say.
hmm
And he actually he gets on-field access for football games, basketball
That's cool
games,
stuff.
and he films their hype videos for them. And
That's
then
cool.
recently, because sports seasons, they're not really like they're in season right now, but like it's March Madness, and then baseball's gonna start up, so he'll film for
hmm
baseball. But he's been doing like little hype videos for frats, for fraternities.
There you go.
He sends them to me to check over them. So
Yeah, you give him the approval.
yeah, no, he
Good.
actually gave me his email and his password to his website. So whenever he'll just text me, he's like, "Yo, I uploaded a new video." I'm like, all right, cool.
Sweet.
Let me go check it out real quick. Yeah,
Eric is doing some cool stuff too, man. I've had him on the show a few times, and I mean, just he's got his own like you said, he's got his own website. He's shooting a lot of stuff, making music videos, and yeah, it's really cool to see him do that because I remember like back in high school, I don't think he was really sure what he wanted to do. I think he said he wanted to be a nurse for a long time. So to see that he found what he really loves doing is, just cool.
yeah. I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, but like I see his Instagram posts and like his stories and
Yeah.
everything. He's doing big things. I mean, his photography's come a long way.
Yeah, for real. And I think he's shooting. He was doing some baseball games as well. So, I mean, that's exactly what they were doing in high school, and that's a big part of like, what you call Gucci Malik's influence, I suppose.
Oh yeah, Gucci Malik had a big influence on a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's a shame though about Miss Nelson though, man. That's tough because she was so much more than just like human anatomy or biology teacher. She really was a big part of the Kubasaki. I don't want to like overblow it, but Kubasaki culture, a lot of it was Miss Nelson and just kind of being there for kids.
Yeah, she brought a lot of stuff. She was 20, I think she was the 2020 senior class president or whatever. I think
hmm
it's either 2020 or
She
yeah,
was, yeah, she was in charge of one of the senior classes. Yeah.
because Miss Butler was mine for 2019. It was her
Oh,
last year.
that's great.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. This was like 3 years ago.
Oh, the health teacher, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, she was great too. I had her for a year. Um, but yeah, Miss Nelson, and that's not you don't. That's kind of above and beyond for a teacher to do that because usually, they could just go in there, teach, and go home. But the fact that she was, I mean, even willing to give her phone number out to students, that may seem like a bad thing from, Doc Mal's perspective, but for kids, I mean, that can mean a whole lot, even if it's just for homework help, like like Skyler.
Yeah. No, it was a select few. She had like the people she'd give it out to. Like
hmm
she had some students where she was like, no, you're not getting my number. But like
Right,
the ones
reasonably
where
so.
she knew like they're not gonna text her every day, but like if they need help or there's a problem or something and they just need to talk it out, like she would give it to them.
hmm
And I always needed help. I'm not the smartest kid, but
Yeah, I wasn't agreeing with you. I was just saying.
No,
I
you can agree with me. I don't care.
no, I was just saying like she knew when kids needed help. That's all I'm saying. Um, Shoot, I forget what I was gonna say now. Yeah, there's a few teachers like that. Miss Vincent was a big. She was like that for me as well. Just like being a coach, but also she was my math teacher at the same time. And just having mentors in high school, I think, is really important outside of the classroom.
Yeah, it was definitely big. It was.
hmm Do you still keep in time? I mean, I'm assuming it sounds like you keep in contact with a lot of them. But what about just some of your friends from high school? You're still in touch. Mentioned Kirkman and Pay, but do you feel like you have a big circle of friends that you still contact?
I mean, I talked to a few. It's like not
Yeah.
every day. I mean, me and Pay are best friends, so I see him every
hmm
day. But like, I'll FaceTime Kirkman, but his schedule's so busy with like videos and
hmm
everything. So, just kind of talk to him when I can. Cam McCall,
Ah, I remember him. Yes, of course.
was talking to him right before the show.
That's great.
So
That's great.
yeah,
I would have him on the show if he wanted to. He was a fun guy.
Yeah, he's in the military now, so
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. He
yeah.
always had the fish hook on his baseball hat.
Yep, sounds just
Always.
like. Oh, yeah, I still talk to him. Who else? I mean, Judge Morgan.
Ah, yeah. He did the backflips at the pep rallies.
Oh, always. That was
Hmm.
his specialty.
That was his
That
specialty.
was his specialty. Backflips.
Signature move.
I still talk to him. Nick Jenkins.
Hmm.
It's pretty much it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
that's
reach out to
expected though.
people. I reach out to people every once in a while, just see how they're doing. Like, keep that relationship. But
Yeah.
it's not like military kids. You don't have to talk every day. Like me and you,
Yeah, absolutely.
we didn't talk to our high school. We didn't be on the show. I was like, yeah, sure. Like,
Absolutely. Well, you did give me that ride from prom after prom. That was very clutch. I really appreciated that. I'm not sure if you
oh
remember
yeah,
that.
I remember.
I remember I was telling my mom, and I wanted to go back to Courtney and spend the night there at Sammy's, and obviously my girlfriend at the time was there as well. So I was obviously wanting to go back and hang out with everyone. And she's like, "Who's giving you a ride there?" And I was like, "Skyler." And she's like, "Who the hell is Skyler?" And I was telling her how we're best friends, how we go way back, and like how of course, like naturally.
You gotta make up the story always.
Yeah,
You
I'm
have
like,
to make
yeah,
up the
man.
story.
We had all these classes together. He's great. He's always hanging out with the baseball guys. And she's like, oh, okay, okay. So if you asked her today, she would think that Skylar kid and I were really good friends. The guy who
Me and
gave
you
me
have been best
gave me a ride.
friends since
Yes.
forever. Yeah, no. Speaking of Sam, I still talk to Sammy too. He's playing. I don't know when the last time you talked to him, but he's
Yes.
playing football at Cornell College in Iowa.
Yes, he is. He's doing well from what I hear. I don't talk to him too often, but I mean, he was always just a baller and a real hard worker too. I mean, the guy really cared about
He
getting
just,
better. And
he was
I
just
think some of us
natural.
laughed at him sometimes about like some of his little antics about going D1 and his dreams. But I mean, if anyone can make them come true, he's just that kind of guy, I think.
He was an athlete.
Yeah.
The only thing against him was his height. That was
Yeah,
it.
forever. I reminded constantly. I had to remind him. I'm like, Sammy, man, you would go to the bigs if you weren't 5'8".
Yeah, if you're 5'8" going to the bigs, you got to be from the Dominican Republic or something.
Yeah, or you got to be a whole lot faster than he is. But
Not trying to be stereotypical, but if you're gonna be 5'8", you got to be from the Dominican Republic. And you just got to be a dog.
yeah, he doesn't look Dominican to me. I think he's from the middle of Colorado, if I remember correctly. So no.
Yeah, he's a big hockey guy. He's just gonna be playing
He is a big
baseball.
hockey guy.
Yeah, I talk to him maybe like once a week. I text him
Oh.
and Hayden Peterson.
Hmm.
Still talk to him.
How's he doing?
He's playing football at Ohio Wesleyan.
There you go.
He's the starting linebacker job right now.
Wow.
But he's not as big as he used to be. He dropped from like
Mhm.
215. I think he's 195 right now.
I mean, whatever you gotta do to get the job.
Yeah, he's trying to put weight back on right now.
Gotcha.
I just don't
Yeah,
know if he's fat.
Sammy. Sammy's great, man. He's come on the podcast a few times too. Great guy, and I always found it so funny. He calls his parents by by their first names all the time. He was
Corbin and Elizabeth?
Corbin Elizabeth, exactly. Everyone just knows.
Dude, anytime I would FaceTime him or FaceTime Gracie, dude, I would just yell for Corb the whole time. Corb! And, dude, me and Corb are besties. That's all I have to say.
I only had a few moments with Corb, but he was funny, man. Like he was hilarious. I could definitely see. I don't know. Him and Sammy have a lot in common.
Oh, dude, me and Liz, she gave me a ride home.
Oh, Liz, you call her Liz. You're on that level.
Dude, me and her are tight like that.
Oh,
Come on.
okay.
Me and Liz. She gave me a ride home one day. I was in 18 years talking to my face, and Sammy was on Ox, and he put on "Pretty Young Thing" by Michael Jackson. Remember it? She went in like
Really?
no other. Yeah, and I learned that was her first concert she ever went to. It was a Michael Jackson concert.
Oh, that's awesome. This is
I
so
was
weird.
like-
Sammy's gonna listen. He's like, why are we talking about his parents right now?
Sammy, if you're listening, tell Corbin is I love him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson first concert. You don't forget that. Wow.
Yeah, not
That's
at all.
funny. And then his car was the Rusty Bug. You remember that thing?
Dude, of course I remember.
How
the
could you
rest.
forget the Rusty Bug?
Dude, it got you from point A to point B. Wasn't sure if it was gonna make it, but when it did, it did.
He did. He packed a lot of people into that car sometimes for baseball
I know,
practice. I
like,
mean, it seats 5, but I mean, there'd be like I think it'd get to 2 figures. Like there'd be 10 dudes in there.
yeah, no, I definitely it was amusing watching all you guys pack into that car
Oh,
because
for sure.
he always parked next to me. So after school, I would see all the baseball guys pile into this car with all their baseball gear, bats, gloves, their
Yeah.
bag, helmets. And I'm just looking, I'm like, how do they do that? Like,
I try to get shotgun every time if I could, but
oh no, I know. Trust me, I saw.
yeah, but
I would see you just standing at the passenger door, just waiting for Sammy to unlock the car. But you had to wait for him to get next to it to
yeah,
unlock it.
wouldn't take any chances. And
Yeah.
I was kind of a dick. I would slide the seat all the way back. There's 7 guys back there, but I got long legs. Gotta
Yeah.
give myself some leg room. They just have to deal
Yeah.
with it. It
Exactly.
was funny. Those teams were a lot of fun, man. And
Yeah.
I like to imagine like someone like just driving by the baseball fields and they see the Rusty Bug open and they just watch a whole like bus filled of
It's a clown
kids
car.
come out.
It's a
Yeah,
clown. You,
it's unbelievable. Oh man.
with Liz's cube. I remember when he took that a couple times.
Yes. I don't think I remember that, but I think I remember him talking about it maybe.
Liz's cube was pimp. We definitely have some memories in there. Me and Sammy do.
That's great. How was how's are you in Courtney right now?
I live off base, so
You're off
but
base. Gotcha. What was Camp Courtney like? I don't know. It was a long bus ride for you guys.
yeah, it was about. I mean, the bus drivers were zooming. They would hop on the expressway.
Yeah.
They do like 120. So I mean, we would get like 40 minutes to Courtney.
Still,
So like
it's
it's
a
not
hike.
bad. That's with like traffic and everything too. So it wasn't bad, but Camp Courtney is literally just housing and like
Hmm. They have the beach access though.
the beach. It's decent.
No other base has that.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. But it's not that good. There's a lot of coral and stuff there, and
All
like
right.
if you go in the water, you definitely need water shoes.
Mhm.
So, yeah. But yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm a big
Nothing
gym
too
rat.
special. Yeah.
Not at all. Nothing at all.
Has to
It's
be better than
almost
Camp Lester. Have you been on Lester?
oh man, it's almost identical to Leicester. It's pretty much the same as Plaza and Leicester.
Hmm.
There's a gym. There's not a school on Courtney, but it's pretty much a gym and a housing. That's
Shop
pretty
at
much it.
maybe?
Yeah, there's like a Courtney
Yeah.
A side and a Courtney B side. There was the B side
Oh,
had the
bougie.
commissary exchange. Yeah, living lavish out here. Yeah, it's nothing special at all. I don't go on it that often.
Yeah. Some good memories though for sure. I can imagine.
Oh yeah,
Um,
drive by Sammy's house.
yeah, you
Tear
cry driving by and a little tear goes down
tear up a
your
little
cheek.
bit.
Yeah. Well, Skyler, I really appreciate you doing this, man. This was a lot of fun, just talking Kubi and Okinawa. If you ever want to do it again sometime, absolutely would be interested. And I wish you the best going forward.
Yeah, I'm always down, man. I just got to work around my work schedule. But yeah, I'll stay
Yeah.
up late anytime. I mean, I'm a night owl most of the time. I don't get home till 11 from the gym, and I got
Gotcha.
pre-workout in my system, so like 700
You're
milligrams
ready to
of
go.
caffeine.
Yeah.
Not the best, but you got to do what you got to do.
That's great. That's great. I'd like to thank everyone for listening or watching, and I'll see everyone next week. Thank you again, Skyler.